I am GreatBobloxReviews. Today we are reviewing a game called Checkpoint Racing Unleashed. This game is managed by a whole group of developers, which I will talk about later. This is a game where players can unleash their inner racing spirit and zoom past their rivals. Players may cause a few traffic violations, but no one's around to enforce them. Players can also modify their car to the max by adding suspicious bolt-on kits from suspicious online retailers with questionable reliability and build quality. Normal rounds last anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes, but players can play for hours, unlocking new parts for their cars. All players will spawn in the middle of the lobby. The lobby has a few main areas such as the vehicle shop, garage, and the track. They can also spawn their car by pressing G. They can enter their car by also pressing F. I spawn in this beautiful racing machine. Players can also play music by pressing the radio over here. There is also a minute intermission between races so players can upgrade their racing machines. However, there's one thing a racing machine needs to be upgraded, and that is money and experience. Money is used to buy new cars and to upgrade pre-owned cars. Money can be earned through racing, your debit card, or someone else's. Players can also collect coins that other people have littered throughout the map, and there is also secret purple coins which give huge amounts of money. Players can collect up to 2,000 to 4,000 per round. I recommend that you don't try to get first place and to run around a map looting it for all the coins you can see. Another thing, you can't just upgrade your car with all the money in the world. You need experience. Experience is earned through racing and collecting checkpoints. With this experience, you can level up and purchase parts for your car. However, you cannot simply pick up the coins with your bare hands. Instead, you must use a car. Cars are the main feature of this game. With cars, players can zoom past everyone else, collecting all the money they can, and there's no one else to stop them. Cars are rated in 6 categories: top speed, acceleration, braking, traction, off-road, and understeer. Players can move the car with W, A, S, and D. They can also pull the parking brake by pressing space, which is a weird control. There's also a secret NOS button players can use to give their cars a little motivation. Stock cars will have this feature disabled. You can enable this feature in the garage. The garage is probably as important as the car you're driving. With the garage, you can buy parts for your car to make it faster. You can also give your car an epic makeover. What's nice is that you can repaint your car for free. Simply drive up to one of those service racks to modify your car. When modifying your car, there are 3 main categories. I skip out on performance as that isn't what I want. I want to have the most unique car, something that probably hasn't been combined before. So, I managed to make this. It may look weird, but beauty is only body panel deep. Some of the best performance upgrades are the turbo, engine, and tire. Tires are my go-to as they improve my understeer. With these upgrades, you can tear up the track and dominate your rivals. Whenever players are done customizing their car, they will eventually roll out to the checkered floor. When there is a transparent yellow border, that means a race will start soon. When that border becomes a solid color, and you must wait until the race is over. Before every race, there is also a countdown. When the countdown reaches 0, the border will disappear and players will put the pedal to the metal. Their goal is to make contact with multiple checkpoints plotted around the map before the time runs out. Checkpoints are a vital part of racing as they grant experience and money every time a player is inside the checkpoint circle. Players must collect these checkpoints as fast as possible. The faster you go through the checkpoints, or the less time taken between checkpoints, grants bonus money and experience. Checkpoints are dotted throughout the track, and it's the player's goal to collect them all. Players can only interact with yellow, green, and orange checkpoints. Gray checkpoints do nothing. Gray checkpoints turn into yellow checkpoints after the previous checkpoint is checked. Orange checkpoints indicate the end of a lap. Green checkpoints are the final checkpoint in the race. You can collect these checkpoints faster by upgrading or buying a new car. The dealership is where players can buy different types of cars. There are over a dozen cars a player can choose from. All these cars are good in their respective class. Trucks are good for off-roading, sports cars are good for sporting, and cheap cars are good for wallets. You can buy these cars with money. My favorite cars are the Jaka, Quattro, and the Atlantic GT. When players modify their cars, they will be expected to miss that race. When players miss out on a race, they will have to wait until a new round begins. Players cannot touch checkpoints, nor can they collect coins. Make sure you don't miss these races, and you pay attention to the timer before you modify your car. Oh yeah, make sure you stick around for some cool facts and how I got here. This game includes some of the best sound design in a Roblox game. There's a lot of cool audio details which non-car guys wouldn't understand. However, for us car guys, we know what those sounds are. For the non-car guys, these audio keys include, but are not limited to, the turbo spool, different engine sounds, and of course, the crash sound. There's also an Easter egg bonk noise, which is rare, but it happens when you run into a wall. This game is currently in an alpha state. This game is made by 4 main developers: Second Logic, Zyori, Miko-san, and Fatal Jaka. When driving a car, hold down W and S to do a burnout. This is good for some head starts. The developer Second Logic originally made the game called Street Racing Unleashed. There's also a game called Checkpoint Racing, made by Wingman 8. Now that's an OG game I remember. There's also hidden Easter eggs placed by the developers that you may come across unexpectedly. You can also help support the developers by buying the Advanced Color gamepass. Now, you may be wondering, how did I go from dominating the solar system, nuking a bee planet, and eliminating my rivals in Zeppelin Wars, to this? Well, after taking over the air patrol, and with my Builderman fortune, I buried myself in a time capsule, and I waited out about 100 years, and I let civilization form into this. I was then excavated out of the ground by someone's pet dog. Then, I set out to become the ultimate race champion. I start out as an Uber driver and borrow someone else's car so I can afford my own. With this, I modify it into something that has never been seen before. So, I bring you this. This is my car, my machine. This is what I will use to dominate my new rivals in a less violent but more competitive way. I realized that my hunk of metal was simply not cutting it for me, so I go back into the garage and I bolt on the biggest turbo that screams every time I just breathe on the gas pedal. I also put my money into better cams, a stroker kit, and some tires. With these upgrades, I tear up the streets, dominating my rivals with my beautiful car. The driver is also equally as beautiful. I roll up to the starting line and we blast off. I also violate traffic laws to gain an unfair advantage. Oh no, it seems like my rivals are also breaking their own traffic laws as well. I have one last trick up my sleeve, the NOS button. With the NOS button, I press it and my car turns into a missile. I zoom past my rivals at the last moment, taking the green checkpoint. With this, everyone else rage quits and I'm the only one left racing. But that's all I have for now.